Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of my 5D Secret Garden, where not only do we know how to keep a secret, we also know how to uncover them. But we don't really care what these people do. We just like them to know that we know. So, what I did uncover is who the head of the snake is, where this whole thing is, the ringleader, the originator. Where did this, you know how did this all start? And it was the karmic masculine, the emperor in reverse energy that was from both sides. These are people like, that are not actual family. These are, people that are, I guess, family, friends, or considered step, or whatever they are. These are the energies that have been plaguing the divine feminine energy for as long as we can remember, and the divine masculine. Okay, so you got to look at it from this point of view. There's always going to be your love interest. Always think back to the one person who was around them that was like, this emperor reverse, this person who probably didn't like you, or you had a bad feeling about them, but it was just like, but they were their friend, and they knew them for a long time, and they just were in there, and it was like either me or him. So, and you don't even know none of this shit's going on. So, just know that was a karmic mask. That was a emperor reverse energy that was causing all this. That is the head of the snake. So anything else that came from that emperor reverse. So the way I look at it is to get rid of with this blockage. I'm just chopping the head off. That who's taking the fall. I'm not doing. I'm just saying that is what's going to happen. That is why this person's taking the fall. They're the ones that have been around the longest. They're the ones that have been betraying us the longest. They're the ones who orchestrated all this. Okay, on the one side, it's that fat jerk off, and then on the other side is that big fucking other idiot that fucking my mom knows. So I know both of you. I knew it was both of you. So not you, but I'm saying that energy is what you both embody, and you've always been my enemy, both of you. So, and you've always been the DM's enemy too. That particular energy. Not saying the exact person. Energy. Okay, every people embody the same energies. That's what this is. Emperor in reverse. That is why we're going to see that person's taking the fall. So what's going to come off this now? What's going to come out of this fall? At the end of the video, I just basically didn't really elaborate. All we know is that the emperor in reverse is where this whole DF problem has started from. This is where it came. This is the main blockage. Okay, this is the one that this is when we eliminate this blockage, they all go. Okay, so this is the one that we need to focus on, getting rid of this emperor reverse energy. This is gone, they all fall. So no one you don't have to worry about nobody else. All we got to do is keep our focus on eliminating this one energy. This one energy goes, they all go. So 8 of Cups, and the reason why is because they're nothing but a big disappointment. This Emperor in reverse, you are nothing but a disappointment. That's all you ever were. That's all you ever will be, and that's all you ever going to be seen as. Because I always knew what you were, but you may have fooled a lot of people for a lot of years. Emperor in reverse, you fooled a lot of people while doing some, questionable things in the background that would be frowned upon by whoever you think you surround yourself with that's going to help you. Nobody's going to help you now when your secrets, Emperor Reverse. Your little secrets are out. They're going to go. Nobody's going to defend you. They know what the sick shit you did. Okay? That's why you're a disappointment. This is why you're a liability now. You are the liability. You're the one that they're going to get rid of. Everybody's going to talk. They already discussed it. Okay? And every single person in this coven has all decided Emperor in Reverse is the energy that has to take the fall here. They seen where did this all come from? Who started this? That's the one who has to pay. And then they were looked at like, well, the Queen wants. They got paid off, so it wasn't like they came looking. That energy was like a hired mercenary, devil energy. That wasn't like you knew them. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even know these people. They're just they're doing whatever they do. That's what they are, devils. But then the people, the Emperor reverses, they're the ones that were around us that were supposed to like be supportive, or you know what I mean, like help us, but secretly hated us the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that person has to take the fall. It's that simple. And they're a big disappointment. And Empress under the deck. Empress under the deck. I just grabbed it. But, because that's us, baby. And you can't mess with an Empress. Because listen, don't matter what else comes out. Any Queen of Wands, this or that. Listen, all we need to do is get rid of this Emperor in reverse and the whole operation falls. Because listen, if we just, alright, say I look at it from this point of view. Oh, I'm going to take out this Queen of Wands. They're the doppelganger. They're the ones that, the witch. They're the ones who, tricked my damn, they're the one, like, you know what I mean? But it's like, that's not the person you want. Because if, say, that's the one, say, I said this before. Oh, this is the one I want. This is the energy I want. But then that would still leave that emperor, that the head of the snake would still be there, laughing, thinking they got away with it. Because that's what I expected them to do. I expected them to tell on this person and, whatever. But this person actually had such an ego that they felt that they were going to try one more time instead of, like, setting this person. And then this person, this doppelganger character, this person actually sold this one out instead. So this one got played. The head of the snake got played. So that's why I don't even care, because that's all I gotta do is eliminate that one and it's done. Because if I do the one, then it's still got the heads there. The head would still be there, and it would be work, because it would grow back, and then it would be like, oh, I knew I should have took that one out. I knew that was the problem. I said it in that video that one time, but I didn't believe it. But I believe it, so I know who it is. That's the one. They're gonna take themselves out. Don't make a difference, because this Queen of Wands in reverse, just like I said, is selling them out, okay? This Queen of Wands in reverse I thought was going to be the one who got sold out, but is actually selling out this Emperor in reverse energy. This is the one. So I don't care what happens to this person. As long as you stay the fuck away from me and you get away from my person, my DM, I don't care what happens to you, okay? Just stay the fuck away from me. Our energy, that's all. Stay away, devil energy. Devil left. So this person's not the devil. It's whatever now. This person is just a witch that was being a witch, getting their money, and they got, maybe they'll heal. I don't fucking know. But here's the thing. You lost your LA privileges. You must leave now. Okay? No more. You're not going to stay around here. So leave them alone. If you don't, then you're going to have the same fate as this Emperor in reverse. Okay? So you were smart enough to sell this Emperor in reverse out. So I applaud you for doing that. Thank you, because that helps me. And have a nice life. So now we know who sold them out, and I'm not concerned about that. That's not even concerned now. That's done. Okay? This Emperor reverse is our main target right now. How do we remove this blockage? Okay, we know who sold them out. So, what's going to happen from this? Death. Death is what's going to happen. Endings, new beginnings, could be actual death. Could be. It's not what it's meant for. It's more for beginnings. But like I stated, what's going to happen for this Emperor reverse? Death. Ending. They're done. They're going to take themselves out. I already stated this. This is what's going to happen. This is the energy that is the Emperor reverse energy that was always against us. That would be the person that would probably be in our lives for, we knew them well. They'd probably been in our lives for like 20 years, like a stepdad or, like a family friend, or like somebody who like worked for a company for like, 30 years or something like that. Like, that would be this Emperor in reverse energy that was in like the DM's ear, or bad mouthing them about the DF, or like them saying something about to your ex-wife about you, like, oh, you should leave him, he's no good, I tell you, so it's like that energy was always had their knife in both the DM and the DF's back at all times. They were the hidden enemy. They were the hidden enemy. We knew that, but we didn't know what else, how to remove that, 'cause it was such a difficult energy to remove. It's very difficult to get to the head of the snake and identify exactly how this whole situation came through doing this. So we know without a shadow of a doubt the end is here for this emperor in reverse, because that's what I said. What's going to happen? Death. The cards don't lie, baby. The cards don't lie. So, I mean, okay, so we get rid of this emperor reverse. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of a, ending here. There's going to be a little backlash. There's going to be a little, people, trying to save themselves. And then, world reverse. Because these people know that their world is coming to a very crashing to an end. They're not in those positions that they were. These people that were followed this emperor reverse. Okay, these people, they're not just going to get away with this scot-free. They have to pay, though. They're not going to pay as severely as this emperor in reverse, but they will lose in this situation because you did agree to participate in something against an earth angel, and that's not a good thing. That's a very big spiritual crime according to God. But I've worked out a deal to where by you people getting me this emperor reverse just ahead, you may be able to walk away with your lives. Not saying nothing's gonna happen. I'm saying you may be able to walk away with your current lives without losing too much, if you do the right thing by me. This emperor in reverse, that's got to go. So that would be the first thing I suggest. Already the Queen of Wands reverse turned on them. So the little minions, low-level demons, I suggest you do the same thing, because if you do that, there will be a significant amount of karma released for that. And I spoke to God personally about that. I said, I just want this emperor reverse. Everybody else I don't care about. I said, you could do whatever you like with them. He said, well, how do you feel? Why do you feel that way? I said, because I feel this emperor reverse was the one who was the hidden enemy. This is the one who was supposed to be for us, but was secretly against us. And all these other people were more or less just, talked into it, mercenary type, getting paid, just looking at it as a free day, free money, not really knowing what's really going on. So I feel like I'm not going to take my anger out on these people. I don't even have any anger. I don't even care. I'll act like I don't even know. I ain't going to fuck with you, but give me this emperor in reverse. That's all I want. Because that's the only energy. Once that energy gets removed, it's all over. This is the solution right here. This is the solution to reunion for counterparts. Just have to remove. Now, we don't have to focus on all these fucking blockages. Once we get this emperor in reverse gone, all the blockages remove themselves, because the snake dies and it falls down and it transforms into something else, or it falls into the ground. You know what I mean? It's dead. It's done. You know what I mean? That is over. So those people are going to be left in a situation where it's like, okay, they're the dead part of the snake. So I'm not going to, start stomping on the dead part of the snake. It's already done. So that's why I told God, I said, listen, give them whatever. Give them a pass. I don't really give a fuck. I said, do whatever you want. I said, I'm not saying don't do nothing. I said, but I don't think that they deserve what this emperor reverse deserves. And he agreed. But you have to give me them. You got to have the courage to stand up and do the right thing. You're not going to sit there and wait and then think that, oh, now I'll do the right thing once everything's fine after I do all the work. You're not going to. No, it's not going to happen that way. You're going to do the right thing and tell people what happened. Tell them what this person did. Because otherwise, you'll be in the Six of Cups in reverse energy. You'll be living in the past, opposite of unconditional love here. You'll be lacking. You will not be things will not be fun. You will not be having a good time. Okay, because you'll just be the dead part of the snake. That's all you'll be after this, because this person is getting removed no matter what. So if I were that, I would think that I would, you know, jump ship and do the right thing and take whatever minor karma that is, you know, whatever loss you take, and just know that you can still be able to rebuild. If you go down with this person, you will have to, you'll never come back from it. You'll be in this living in the past, Six of Cups revert. You'll be, oh, we used to be so good. You know what I mean? Like, remember when we used to be able to do them spells? Like, you'd be like that bum on the street. Remember, man, look, you know, we used to be the man, man. We used to be the man, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But no, you're just some fucking nut that lives in the past thinking that, you know, that's all you're going to be. So, giving me this Emperor allows you to still have a chance. You're still going to lose, but you still have a chance. A fighting chance. And you may heal, too. And you may clear a lot of karma, because then you might not have as much to deal with in the next lifetime. So, it's a very, very, I would think it through, okay? Because Three of Pentacles is here, brother. Okay? There's teamwork. DFs are working as a team. And we're going to create this new earth. Because that's what DFs do, is we create. Okay? We're going to collaborate. We're learning. We're building something here. And Emperor in reverse is not coming at all. But the rest of you still have a chance. Okay? Somebody had to pay it for it. So that is why the head of the snake is paying for it. That's why I'm not worried about this Queen of Wands in reverse over here, because this person already sold out this Emperor in reverse. I already seen it as they are the biggest betrayer, because they were the hidden enemy. They were the ones that allowed this devil energy to come in to this whole situation. They were the ones. Everybody else was just a paid idiot. So I don't care what happens to them. But also I know my soul tribe's here too with me. So, and my DFs, my DF buddies. So we are working together here. So, and we're creating. So either get on or get out of the way, because you're not going to get both. So, you know, you're not going to stop me. It's just done now. Once this, like I told you, you're a dead part of the snake. Okay, because this Emperor reverse, sticking with him, is going to have this Judgment reverse. This person refuses to take accountability for this. So this person is going to self-destruct with this judge. You know what I mean? Because at least if they could have done, there's no awareness of how they're coming off right now either. That's another thing. They have no idea the destruction, punishment that awaits them. You know what I mean? Like they have an idea, but they still have never been in this situation before. So they're still in shell shock mode, to where they're like, oh, like they still think, but they're already been told. This is already set up. They're already set up to take the fall. This is already manifested that this person's taking the fall, because they refused to take accountability. If they went and they said, listen, came to me, I gave an opportunity. They said, listen, I fucked up, bro. Like, it got too far, like, and I just kept doing it. Listen, I'm not going to do this anymore. I say, all right, don't worry about it. Go do what you got to do. They can't even give me that. They would rather try to attack me one more time just so they don't have to do that. And that's how they get caught. And that's why they take the fall. Because of their refusal to take accountability for what they did. They refuse to think that what they did was wrong. They're the biggest narcissist you'll ever meet. This person actually believes that this is my fault, that they're in this situation. They literally blame, they're cursing me, DF, all this person cursing all the DFs, saying this Emperor reverse energy, because that we're the reason that they're in this situation. But what they did to try to have done to us was, and the things they've done behind our backs were so ridiculous. I'm talking both DF and DM, that it's so, the betrayal is so deep that it's like, this person, there's no way they could ever come back from this, because they are the head of the snake. Alright, one more card, because teamwork's here. Whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. So, Seven of Cups. Opportunities are coming here, brother. Okay, so this person going, clears all this negative energy out of the way. The opportunities, this is all wishful thinking on our parts. Okay, we got choices. We're, you know, daydreaming over this. This isn't even just us. This is our DM too. This is them wishing to get rid of this person, because they see what they are. They see what this person is. So they want this person gone so bad. And then the fact that the devil leaving them here and this Queen of Wands reverse turning on them, that, you know what I mean? That's going to be the wish. Our DM's wish to come true for this Emperor reverse to go away from their energy is going to come true. They are wishing for that right now because they know through me that is the way to get. That's what we need to get out of the way. Clears all the energy, and we still come together. Okay. I still know my DM may have done stuff bad, whatever, but they were coerced into most of these things. I know if it was on the other foot, this Emperor reverse energy wasn't around them, getting in their ear, or maybe somebody was around them saying like, "Oh yeah, he loves you." I think that'd be, if there was like positivity, this person would have never ever been like this. Would have never gotten to this situation. Would have never done any of this stuff. Would have never. It would have just been a lovely relationship that we would have loved each other, and if we had supportive people around us. But we were surrounded by demons, so it almost became like we had to. We were literally in the 5D, like both of us were working together fighting these demons, but in the 3D it looked like we were like fighting with each other, but in reality we were working together still because of them making their videos, me making videos, me doing all this stuff, going through, coming through this. I'm not going to go through all this nonsense just to say, oh, I'm not going to be with my DM now. You know what? You should have did the, That would be me showing that I don't unconditionally love them. I would be a hypocrite not to take back my DM right now. If they came to me right now and said, listen, I want to be with you, blah, 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 and I say no because you said, like, I would be a hypocrite. Knowing that they were, all this bad stuff happening, if they weren't put in this position, if it wasn't for this Emperor reverse, that this would never happen. So I'm not going to punish them. Nobody's going to get punished except that person. The Emperor reverse is the reason for all this. That person caused all this. They're the root of the issue. That's why I don't have. And this person also tried to blame my DM for all this too. That it was their fault and they didn't do nothing. This is how fucking this piece of shit is. You know what I mean? So it's like, listen, my DM wants them gone, they're gone. God, you hear that? And at the end of the day, it is what it is, brother, because we're High Priestess, and that's the end of it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing anybody's going to do to stop it. Nothing. So, you got to deal with it. There's nothing you're going to do. So, I'm ending it here because I just feel like nothing else is going to come out of this. So, just know, we forgive our DM. We are willing to listen to you and give you an opportunity on a harmonious level. All of us. I'm speaking for all of us. And you deserve a shot to talk, okay? We're going to see through it if it's bullshit, because we're High Priestess. But we're willing to listen, okay? And maybe, just maybe, we will live happily ever after. It's up to you. This is the opportunity right here. Okay, this is when the harmonious this is going to get. I don't feel there's going to be a better opportunity. So this is our day to be free, both of us. Happy Independence Day, Divine Counterpart. Have a great 4th of July.